The family that prays together stays together. It's a phrase we've heard or seen countless times, but where did it originate? From now a venerable Catholic priest who had a star-studded group of friends. Father Patrick Peyton, a longtime radio personality in the U.S., was born in Ireland in 1909. As a seminarian in the 1930s, he became seriously ill and credited the Rosary for his recovery. From then on, he was known as the Rosary Priest. He also was friends with movie stars of the day, including Jack Benny and Lucille Ball. Earlier this week, Pope Francis declared him venerable, 2 steps from sainthood. And now via Skype, we're joined by Father Willy Raymond, who knew the Rosary Priest. Father Willy, your path crossed with Father Peyton as both of you belong to the Holy Cross congregation. I understand, in fact, you had a special conversation with him at a retreat one time. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. It was right after I was ordained in 1971, and we had a retreat, an annual retreat in June. And while we were on retreat, I was sitting next to him at lunch. All of a sudden, in a quiet moment, he reached over, he had a big hand, he put it over mine, and he said, "Young father, you're a new priest. I believe that the Blessed Mother is calling you to work in Family Rosary." And I was very moved by that and flattered that he even knew who I was, because he was this famous world-renowned figure, and I, that was a great moment, and it was modified a little bit for me, because I found out that he went to several of my classmates and said the same thing to them as well. So he was not shy about recruiting Holy Cross religious priest brothers to work with him.
Sure. Well, of course, as you know, Father Peyton reached out to so many people, especially through the radio. Of course, he reached people worldwide with his message of peace and unity. How did his use of the radio, do you think, helped preach the praying of the Rosary?
It was amazing, because right after he was ordained in 1941, he was still recovering from his illness, so they gave him light duty, and he was stationed in Albany, New York, as a chaplain to the Holy Cross Brothers. And while he was there, he had a chance to be on radio, and he had a small segment, a daily segment, and he used that to reach others. And then in 1945, he had an opportunity to do a national broadcast on Mother's Day.
It is incredible how many people Father Peyton was able to reach. You know, being declared venerable by Pope Francis is one step closer to sainthood for the Irish priest. What is being done now in your community to help promote his beatification, which is the next step towards sainthood?
Well, since we got the news, we sent out that news as soon as we were allowed to speak publicly about it to Congregation of Holy Cross all around the world, and also to the offices of Holy Cross Family Ministries, which are all Family Rosary in various countries. We're on 5 continents and 16 countries outside the United States, and we've had an incredible response. A lot of the Holy Cross religious are just very happy that this has happened to someone that many of us knew personally.
Father Willy Raymond, Congregation of the Holy Cross, thanks so much for talking with us about him.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much. God bless and Merry Christmas.